Hello, plushy friends. My name is Batsy, aka Plushian Vampire, and welcome to. Wait a minute. Welcome to Wizard101. I normally play this on stream, and if you would like to see those streams, you can go check it out here. However, I decided why not make a small series of doing my favorite thing in Wizard101, and that is decorating. If you guys don't know, Wizard101 is not just a deck building game. It also has housing and stuff. It has a lot of other things, but I particularly like the housing. So I decided let me do a little series of decorating the different houses and stuff and showing you guys all the cool things that you can actually do in Wizard101 outside of the deck building and absolutely getting destroyed by early game bosses. But we don't have to talk about that. It's fine. So let's go take a look at what we're decorating today, shall we? So this is Peppergrass Glen, the house castle that we're going to be decorating. This is actually one of the bundle cards that you can buy on, I believe, certain websites. I'm not sure which ones. This was a gift to me when I first started Wizard101 streaming, and I have now made it my mission to decorate it to my little heart's content. It's kind of reminiscent of like The Hobbit, with the little like houses and stuff. And I've learned that each house is personally like you could decorate it however you want. They don't connect with wallpaper or tile or anything. Everything can be different. So all that being said means we can have different aesthetics for each one of these little houses. Now, this one will be my house, and we're not decorating that one today. We're also not decorating the green one or the purple one or this orange one right here. We're decorating this blue one. And that's because on stream, I actually had started decorating this house, but I realized that it would be really cool to make a video on here on YouTube, showing the decoration, showing what you can do with it, and also just kind of showing off the different castles that they do have. Now, this will be a series, so we'll be decorating each one, and we'll be decorating the outside and all this other stuff. But also, I want to do other castles. And it doesn't have to be the ones that you have to pay actual money for. It could be any of the ones that you can get with gold. But this is the one we are starting today. So, this is the first house we're going to be starting with. As you can see, the insides are not very big. It's very, like, it's big, but it's not that big. Also, we get to decorate in here, but we get to decorate around the door, make it like a little, this is where, like a giant parking garage, but it's boats kind of thing. So, this is where we're starting. And along with stream getting to see me decorate this, I've also kind of decided that each of the houses are going to be with a furniture set pack. Now, furniture set packs can be used for crowns. However, they can also be used for gold, not the bundles, the set packs here. It says crowns. You can also use it for gold. It's very expensive. It's a lot of gold. However, you get a decent amount of furniture items that look like things from their other packs that you use for crowns. If you don't like that, then you don't have to do it, and you can decorate however you want. The reason I am going for the furniture sets, we'll just use the death furniture set, for example. It comes with basically house furniture items. So we have a sink, we have a tub, we have a sofa, we have a kitchen sink, we have a table, like we have things to make it more of a apartment home style, and that's why we're going for these. Also because you can use them for gold. I'm not gonna lie, I end up hoarding a lot of gold before I then go to the bazaar and spend all of my money. But regardless of the fact, I have already decided who's going to be living in this house, who is going to be the decorations, all the things. So now we just actually have to do it. And while we are working on the building and the the decorating, I can tell you guys a bit about the story behind our lovely little resident. So, without further ado, let's get decorating. Wiley, or Loon as he used to go by, always knew from when he was young that frost magic, ice in Wizard City, was not something he was particularly skilled at. Nothing made sense and it never felt right. But with the Bloombeam family all having strong and talented frost wizards, he felt he had to keep pushing and trying oh so desperately to grow into robes that he was put in front of. He never even bothered looking into other magic. That was until he went to an art exhibit and met Wilder Sunhearts, a fairy who was very talented in fire magic. They both bonded over art, and soon Wiley found himself indulging in books and small spells of fire, or ember magic as it is recognized in Wisteria. It started small, so small, but it did grow when he found how easy it was over the frost magic he had been trying his whole life. Soon he discovered fumage, a technique of using fire to create art. That did it. Soon he found himself skipping any class or lesson in favor of learning fire magic and studying under his new friend Wilder. But soon he would be caught when he returned home, robes covered in soot and book covered in singe marks. His father was outraged, losing his mind and soon forcing Wiley a choice: forget about ember magic, the art he was loving, and break the friendship with Wilder, or leave and no longer have his family's support. His mother tried to step in, but it was useless. His father set in his choice, and so was Wiley. He packed up his things and left, making sure to grab the furniture his grandmama left for him for his future dorm room, the action nearly causing him to wobble in his decision, but he knew, somewhere inside, his grandma would push for him to do this. He didn't even look back, wandering and traveling until he got to the Peppergrass Glen neighborhood. Rent was cheap and the atmosphere alive with markets and close-knit neighbors. He found himself changing his name, going by Wiley, jumbling around the letters of his name previously, and adding the W in honor and thanks to his best friend Wilder, who he was still in contact with. Now he settles in and finds life to maybe be on the up, even if the entrance of his home is the same blue of a home that no longer wanted him. So, that is the story for our resident that we are currently working on, aka Wiley. He is a aspiring fire wizard who now lives in Peppergrass, Glen. And he tutors some of the local people who come to the market. He is also an aspiring artist, and this is his home. Now, as you can see, I'm editing the furniture quite a bit. I'm moving it to the left, moving to the right, rotating it, turning the brightness down. And all of these are thanks to the advanced movement option in Wizard101's moving building client, basically. Client's probably not the right word, but I don't know what the word is. And this is something that is very fun to do. You can rotate things, you can adjust them. I turn the brightness down because for whatever reason, every single time I put a housing idol down, the brightness is like blinding lights, and I just turn it down so you can actually see the like detail in the furniture. And this is another reason I chose the set packs for housing, is because it gives us something to make like a little bathroom and a bedroom and a kitchen and a living room, and it kind of like makes the homes feel like actual homes rather than little like dens, I guess. So yeah, if you ever want something to be very particular, when you click on an item after you place it down, you'll see the little side button and it'll say advanced move. That'll give you the option to move forward, back, left, right, up and down. There's also the rotate to give you more precise rotation. There is the scale to make something bigger or smaller. And there's also the brightness. So you can lower the brightness, you can make it super bright. I always take advantage of the left and right, back and forward tool, especially because furniture doesn't want to be pressed against the wall, as you can see here. So I have to like make it go into the wall. And again, turning down the brightness so you can actually see the details of the furniture items. So that is something that to keep in mind when you're building. Use the advanced option like moving tool, and it's not that hard. It's very simple. It's not that intimidating. They did update it recently, so it looks a bit different, but I don't hate it. So we're currently working on the kitchenette. I used the dining table, kind of like a mix of a dining table and a island. That's the word I'm looking for. In a minute, and you'll get to see how that works. So, while you get to watch me build, I am going to let you guys just chill and listen to some music, and I'll occasionally pop in with either little quips or little tidbits. So, please do enjoy, and I hope you guys really liked Wiley's story. Sorry to disturb the music, but this is a good opportunity to show how well the skill tool can be used. Also to show that it can be a little finicky when you first open it, but being able to scale the rug like this really, really helps. And you could do this with pretty much any single item. Same with this fireplace. I wanted to have this facade on top of the current fireplace. So you go in, you make it larger, and then you can use the move tool to push it back and just keep pushing it back increment by increment until you got it exactly where you want it to be. And you can just keep adjusting with it and keep messing with it until it looks how you want it to be. So I want it a little bit bigger, and then I like move it around a little bit so it's kind of center, make sure the brightness turned down so you can see the details. And then move it up and down so it can be kind of like more leveled with everything. And voila, it's now flush against the fireplace and you have a working little fire facade. So that's just a little thing to show that the advanced movement option gives you way more creativity than what the regular moving does. So back to the music. So if you ever want to add more to your build, but you don't know how, always make a story in your head. It will help you choose furniture. And it will also help you know where to place the furniture, like putting a suitcase to show that he's ready to go visit someone, putting items on the shelves to show that he does have hobbies and he likes collecting things. Things like that really help build the environment up and allows you to, one, know what items to get for decoration, but two, also it helps you fill out the space. This goes for any game. It doesn't just go for Wizard101. It could go for any game where house building and environment building is a thing that you want to do. It's always think about the clutter and think about a story if you can't figure it out. Like adding an umbrella. If it rains, he's going to need an umbrella. But this is also stuff that he got from his grandmother. So obviously there's going to be lacy pink umbrellas from his grandmother's because all of his items are from his grandma. Things like that really help you fill out your space. And again, this goes for literally any game. So just keep that in mind when you're building a house and something and you're like, I just want more. Make a story in your head and add those items. They don't have to make sense to everyone. They just have to make sense to you. Also cutting in here to show you that making a oh, what's the word that I'm looking for? Getting things to be particular might take a bit more than usual. Like, I really want this plaque to be behind the trash. Kind of like, again, like I said, making a story. This is hidden. Like, he wants to throw it away, but he just hasn't had the heart. So he just keeps it behind the trash. And to get it to cooperate, I have to move it and have to scoot it down and have to move it this way and have to move it that way. And it's a lot of finicky nonsense, but when you finally are able to do it, it maybe a lot of people won't see it, but it looks good. It looks great. So never also be afraid to use advanced movement tools to get that perfect little spot. So another little thing. And also, as you saw, I had to move stuff and whatnot, but now we have it behind the trash can. So story, lore building. Ooh. Now we get to add all the tiny details. Books, clutter, things like that. And again, like I said earlier, have a story in your head and it will really help you get the items. Like these two books are supposed to be given to Wiley by one of the neighbors in our little neighborhood here. And it really helps like add that little bit of extra detail. Adding more books or the enchanted broom to show like, oh, he's so busy learning the fire magic that he has to have other enchantments to help him keep up with the cleaning. And again, another show of the advanced movement being a dream. I wanted this globe on the bookshelf. Because I scaled the bookshelf up, it doesn't want to be placed properly, so I have to kind of do it myself. But I like doing it myself. And also turning down the brightness because I have to be blinded by literally every object I put down. So that is the thing, clutter. I know it sounds silly, but cluttering will make a space. Yeah, big bulky furniture items and other things will definitely help, but adding clutter makes a space feel lived in. So pen and ink, books, singed books because he's learning fire magic, things like that. And again, this doesn't just go for Wizard 101. It goes for anything where you decorate. If you want a story, clutter. Something I really enjoy about Wizard101 is house guest items. And this is our Wiley from Wisteria. Um, Something I really love is the house guest option that Wizard101 has. And basically, they're a form of decoration. And basically, they add more life to the place. But also, these are how we're going to make our residence. I think we have it as well as I would like it. Of course, there's always going to be new items that I want. But for now, I say, how about we go inside and do a little tour, shall we? Hello, Wiley. All right, so this is the home of Wiley Bluebell, the first residence in our little neighborhood. Now, even though he is like first residence that we did a home for, technically in the realm of our lore, he's not the first residence. Reason why he got the blue house. But I had the set pieces for a Wisteria Pigswick home, so that is what we did. We have all kinds of little tiny details and things. We have books everywhere. The book over here on the nightstand is actually the basic in the art of fire spells. We have a little bathroom corner. We have a nice little sitting area. We got his desk over here in the corner, and lots of singed books, lots of burnt books that he might have gotten a little too excited about. He has obviously his table, and it seems that he has a couple books from the Purple House neighbor. So it seems like Wiley's fitting right in. He also has a magical broom because he's so busy studying he doesn't have time to clean. And, everyone needs a good trash can to get rid of all the bad vibes that we don't want in this house, And then if we come out here to the parking garage area, I gave him a little fire cauldron that if you use it, it blows out fire. And then obviously a little lantern, so it's nice and bright up here. So if anyone from the other houses want to come visit him, well, they can. But I love how it came together. I love the fact that it feels like a Wisteria house, especially with all the items, but it also feels like a nice little hobbit hole. I'm really happy that I was able to get the fireplace facade to kind of do what I needed to do. I might adjust it a little bit, but we kind of got it how I wanted it. But I think for a pretty small little place, we fit a whole lot in here. So, we also have everything up here and, all the little things. These keys are actually used for something important, but I'm going to be putting one in every house and you'll see why later. But yeah, no, this is all items with the Wisteria set pack. So the housing furniture set, Wisteria, and a mix of things that I've picked up either through the bazaar or when I would roll for packs and stuff. But honestly, most of the decorations are from that set pack, which can be bought for gold, or things I've bought from the bazaar. So I'm gonna say it's not too shabby. We're going to be adding things to this house as I get new stuff or I find something at the bazaar that I just feel fits him a bit better. But yeah, no, that is Wiley's house done. I'll probably add some things to the outside when we get to that point. But for right now, I think I'm going to hold off on it. But yeah, no, I think that is a good start to our little neighborhood. Like I said, we'll slowly be adding more and more to each of the houses and then also to the outside. I kind of envision it like a bustling market neighborhood. So people come and trade, and people will come visit, and we'll have like market stalls and stuff around here. I've kind of already gotten in my head the other sets we'll end up using. So for the purple, we'll be using a mix of death and any Darkmoor items I can get a hold of. The greenhouse will be Mushu, life, cottage vibes. The orange house is our local archaeologist and will be Krakatopia and Azteca. And then the red house is our house, and I'll probably go Dragonspire, a couple Darkmoor items, honestly just kind of whatever I feel like. But I think the base home set that gives us the sink and the tub and the stuff will probably be Dragonspire, just because it fits the red vibe. We're also going to try to make like a little beach water setup down there. We're going to have a little garden over here. And of course, inside the cave where these houses connect, we'll have like a little boating area where boats are settled and things like that. So I think this is going to be a very, very fun thing to work on. And I feel like this was a great episode 1, just to kind of get us started. I was able to show you guys like how the sets work and why I'm using the sets and everything like that. Like I said, normally I stream Wizard101 on Wednesdays, EST at 6. We are currently playing through this is my Death Wizard. We're going to make her the girliest, poppiest Death Wizard that all of Wizard City have ever seen. We're slowly playing on her. We've only gotten through, I think, Firecat Alley. And occasionally I'll mess with the housing on the days that I'm feeling a bit bleh. So if you would like to see the process of me becoming the girliest, poppiest wizard, or see me struggle, or just seeing what ideas I have for housing, feel free to stop by. The Twitch is under the same name right here. And I am very excited to continue this. I'm also going to try to get back into making YouTube videos. I kind of stopped and now I want to kind of get back into it. So I'm hoping this is a good jumping off point. But I think that is going to be it for today. So thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next episode. And I think we're going to work on the Krakatopia Azteca archaeologist. So if you have any ideas, or you have a home that you really like and you want to see decorated, let me know what castle it is and I will see about getting my hands on it and we'll be decorating it. So remember everyone, you are loved, you mattered, and you did amazing today. I hope I see you guys in the next video.